Just when it looked like Coco Gauff was cruising deeper into another big clay court statement, the Italian Open delivered a moment nobody expected, not even from a player as composed and battle-tested as her. One swing of the racket, one split-second decision, and suddenly the entire stadium was left in shock. Gauff herself, completely frozen for a moment, almost as if she couldn't believe what had just come out of her hand. And yet, that wasn't even the end of the story, because what followed in this quarterfinal wasn't just about a strange mistake. It turned into an emotional roller coaster, a test of control, resilience, and pure competitive fire against one of the fastest rising stars in women's tennis, Mirra Andreeva. Let's rewind it properly, because this wasn't just another match on clay. This was pressure tennis at its highest level. Gauff had already been through a war in the previous round, surviving a 3-set battle against Ivanovic, a match that pushed her physically and mentally. That kind of grind always leaves a mark, even for top athletes. And when she stepped onto court for the quarterfinal, there was a feeling that she would need to find her rhythm early or risk getting dragged into another long and draining fight. And that is exactly what happened. From the opening exchanges, Mirra Andreeva didn't play like someone intimidated by the occasion. She came out bold, swinging freely, reading the court with surprising maturity for her age. Gauff, on the other hand, looked slightly off rhythm. Not completely lost, but just a half step late, a fraction uncertain, and in elite tennis, that small margin can change everything. The first set slipped away from Gauff 4-6, and you could feel the tension rising. Her body language tightened. She looked toward her box, searching for answers, searching for that mental reset she is usually so good at finding. But what came next was the moment everyone is talking about. Early in the second set, Gauff stepped up to serve. Nothing unusual on the surface. Ball bounce, deep breath, toss up. But what followed didn't even look real at first. The ball left her racket and rocketed completely off target. Not into the service box, not into the net, not even close. It flew straight past the court and into the stands without touching the clay at all. For a second, there was silence. Even Andreeva turned her head slightly, almost confused by what she had just witnessed. Gauff stood there, stunned. It wasn't just a double fault. It was the kind of error that almost never happens at this level, especially from a player known for her athletic control and defensive stability. And then came the emotional release. Gauff visibly boiled over. A sharp reaction, frustration written all over her face. She looked down at her racket, then toward her team, clearly trying to process how a moment like that even slipped through. This wasn't just about losing a point. It was about losing control of something she normally commands so well. But what makes champions different is not avoiding mistakes. It's what they do after them. Because from that exact moment, something shifted. Instead of spiraling, Gauff reset. You could almost see her mentally closing that chapter mid-match. The footwork sharpened. The returns got deeper. And the intensity started to build again, point by point, game by game. The second set became a statement. She broke Andreeva's rhythm, started attacking second serves more aggressively, and suddenly the match balance flipped completely. Gauff took the second set 6-2, and the energy on court changed entirely. Now it wasn't Andreeva dictating play. It was Gauff stepping forward, taking time away, and forcing errors. But tennis rarely gives you a smooth ride, especially in matches like this. The deciding set was where everything came down to mentality. Andreeva, still fearless, kept swinging. She refused to fade. Every time Gauff looked like she might pull away, the Russian teenager found a way to hang in rallies, extending points, testing patience. But Gauff had already crossed her emotional turning point. She wasn't just reacting anymore. She was controlling. Her serve percentage climbed back to stability, finishing with 72% of first serves in play, a crucial stat in a match this tight. Even more impressive was how she managed over 60% of points won on her first serve, showing that once she got ahead in the rally, she rarely let go. Andreeva, by contrast, struggled to find those same free points, especially under pressure. The difference wasn't just power or technique. It was timing, decision-making, and the ability to recover mentally after momentum shifts. Gauff closed out the final set 6-4, completing a comeback that felt as much psychological as it did physical. After the match, the head-to-head record between Gauff and Andreeva stretched to 5-0 in favor of the American, a statistic that says a lot about matchup dynamics at the top level. Even when Andreeva pushes her close, Gauff has consistently found a way to edge ahead when it matters most. Now, waiting in the next round is Sorana Cirstea, a player with her own history of deep runs and big upsets. Cirstea's recent form, including a strong run past former French Open champion Jelena Ostapenko, means Gauff is stepping into another tricky battle. And if this quarterfinal proved anything, it's that momentum on clay can shift in an instant. What makes Gauff's journey especially interesting is her complicated relationship with clay itself. She has had some of her biggest career breakthroughs on this surface, including becoming a junior champion at Roland Garros at just 14 years old, and later reaching a Grand Slam final in Paris as a professional. And yet, she has often admitted that clay isn't always comfortable for her game. It's a surface that rewards patience, sliding movement, and long tactical exchanges. For someone as explosive and instinct-driven as Gauff, it can sometimes feel like a puzzle that keeps changing shape. And still, she keeps solving it in moments that matter. Her recent success, including a major title win over Aryna Sabalenka, shows how far she has come in adapting her game. The maturity is visible now, not just in shot selection but in emotional control. Even in matches where frustration spills out, like this one, she finds her way back into structure. That is what separates contenders from champions. Because yes, that serve error will make the highlights. It will be replayed, analyzed, and discussed. But what will matter more in the long run is what came after it. The response, the comeback, the refusal to let one shocking moment define an entire match. Tennis at this level is never about perfection. It's about recovery speed. And Gauff showed once again that when things go wrong, she has the ability to pull herself back into the fight faster than most players on tour. As she moves forward in Rome, the question isn't whether she will face pressure again. She will. The question is whether moments like this serve as warning signs or stepping stones. Based on what we saw in this quarterfinal, she's treating them as both. And that's exactly why the rest of the draw should be paying very close attention. Because Coco Gauff is still in the hunt, still learning, still adjusting, and still very much dangerous on clay when it matters most. Now over to you, what did you think of that unexpected moment in the match? Was it just a rare slip or a sign of pressure building at the wrong time? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this one is definitely worth debating.